Hey everybody, it's 13th Wolfman. You know what today is? Today is day 17 of the 31 Days of Horror. 31 movies, 31 days. Watch them all, review a few, talk about them. And I'm not the only one doing this. There are other people doing the 31 days. There's Tony Has Nine Fingers, the one and only MSJ, Brother Max for short, Double Shot J, Mood 616, Nightmare Maven, Let's Talk About Movies, which is a channel. I am the Ice Lord. I know there's some people I'm missing, but just do 31 days of, and something will come up on YouTube, you know. Along with that, I'll please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I always want to know what you have to say. And when you do subscribe, hit the bell. That way you'll be notified anytime I put something new up. Now, on to the movie. In 2007, Australia released two movies about crocodiles. One was called Rogue, which I loved. The other one was called Black Water, which I believe I've seen. I'm not 100% positive on this. This one but I know I've seen Rogue. I love these, you know, when nature attack type films. So, you know, Day of the Animals, Rogue, Lake Placid, you know. I mean, there's just tons of them. Piranha. You know, I love these kinds of movies. And so, one day when I was out, I found at Dollar Tree a movie called Blackwater Abyss. Now, what I didn't know is that this was a sequel to the 2007 movie Blackwater. This came out in 2020, 13 years later. As far as I can tell, there's no, other than the fact that it's called Blackwater and it happens in Australia and there's a crocodile in it. Other than that, there's no real connection. I mean, the director directed both of them, but there's no real connection on screen of the two. This has Luke Mitchell and Amelia Golden. I think I said her name right. And what it is 5 friends go out into the wilderness with an idea. One of them has discovered this cave and said, "Hey, I found this cave. Let's all go spelunking or cave diving." And they're like, "Okay." So they go out there, and when they get into the cave, it's a nice cave, but it's got a big like puddle in it. And so like, "Oh, look, here's a little passageway." So they follow the passageway, and that passageway goes not to a puddle, but to like an underground cavern with just water everywhere. Sooner or later, they find out that this area is pretty much a nesting ground for a crocodile, and they have to escape while they can. Problem. A tropical storm, hard rain, call it what you want, just hit, and the place is flooding. So now they got, the way they came in is flooded, and they need to get out without getting, you know, chewed up by a crocodile. This is a cool movie. This is a very, very cool movie. There's only one problem with this movie, and it's a very minor problem. Now, I know Australians speak English, and I don't have a problem with that. But one of these people, it's one of the two girls here. It's this girl right here. She has the thickest Australian accent. She spoke fast, and her accent is really, really thick. So I picked up on like every third word she said. Whereas most of the other people, you know, spoke a lot more clearly. I understood what was going on because I could understand what they were saying. You know, amongst the crowd. Her, on the other hand, man, this movie needed subtitles. Just for her alone. Other than that, this movie is really, really... In fact, the funny thing is that this is the kind of movie that you could watch without the sound. I mean, even though you can't... I'm talking about the fact that I couldn't understand her. If you turn the sound off, a lot of what's going on is well composed on the screen. But yeah, it was a little annoying here, just catching like every third word and going, okay, whatever. And that's not how I felt about the movie. I didn't feel like, oh, whatever about the movie. I just felt like, oh, whatever, whenever she spoke. I like this movie. This was a fun movie. Now I need to find out if I have Blackwater. Because I don't think I do. And if I don't, I need to get it because, like I said before, I like these kinds of movies. I would give this... This is definitely 2 3/4 chainsaws out of 4. It's not quite a 3, but it's a good time. If I was to put this on Further Max's list, I know that it's kind of a low score for his list because it's, I think it's a 2. But this is definitely watch with a group. I can't see how you couldn't. I mean, there were times that we're like laughing a little bit during the movie as we're watching it, but it's not because the movie's funny or anything. It's just because we're cracking a few jokes at the fact that it's like, oh, okay, and this happens and ha ha ha, type of thing. But we were having a good time. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I would love to see a third one. I liked how this movie ended. But yeah, bring on Blackwater, crocodile tears. I have no idea. For that, I am the 13th Wolfman, and of course, I'm on the prowl.